and just go to YouTube and look up Chappelle's Show video game skit, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's the TV version of what apparently happened in real life this week down in Dallas. Orlando Scandrick got scandalous, man. He said, I'm not letting this kid win. I'm going to let these kids win. What are you talking about? They got to learn, because they're in a children's hospital and there's a bunch of cancer patients, but they've got to learn that life is real. They've got to learn that there's, competition. No, I'm just kidding. It is all fun. And he did stress that it was all in fun, but just the visual. I wish somebody would have videotaped it because you could just see him. Don't put your head down, son. Pick it up. Come on. I'm going for 2. Play the game. Be a man. Orlando Scandrick wasn't playing, man. See, people take Madden serious, man. People take that Madden serious. All right, guys. I thought that was a good story to end the day, end the week with here. Heading into a fun weekend. A lot of stuff going on. Looking around the world of sports, obviously. Basketball going on. Cavaliers playing tonight. Yeah, that didn't help. I see Charles in the chat room. Maybe that story didn't help people's thoughts about the Dallas Cowboys. They may not have won a new fan or two there here in that story. Real quick, on the way out the door, we'll talk more about this on Monday with John McMullen, but have you guys seen, while we've been on the air today, I've seen a bunch of rulings coming out in the Aaron Hernandez murder trial going on. All of them, I guess, I can't see a way where this guy gets away with this, but all of them pro the defense side of the case. I saw that the text messages that the victim sent that accused or that told his family that he was with Hernandez, I saw that they were thrown out by the judge here. The evidence of the other murders that Hernandez is believed to have been a part of, judge just threw that evidence out as well. There's a lot of there's a couple of others I need to read. I don't want to give you guys all these details that I haven't read for myself, but I'm just going off of the quick overview that I'm seeing there. A couple of rulings coming out here in that, and it'd be interesting. There can't be a way. We'll talk more about it later. We're getting ready to go today, but there can't be a way for him to get away with that, right? Like, am I crazy? Like, we all saw all the mountains and mountains of proof that they've got against him. Aaron Hernandez is apparently, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but he's apparently an incredibly cold-blooded killer. But I don't know. He's got some rulings going his way. I want to read more about that this weekend. I'm sure I'll find out some more. We'll talk about that coming up here next week. Speaking of, Darren Sharper, formally charged and indicted, and 2 others as well. Remember, we talked about him months ago. He's accused of going around the country drugging and raping women in multiple different states. He now faces several rape allegations, official allegations in New Orleans, that just adds to some of the other charges. A grand jury today in New Orleans indicted Sharper on 2 counts of aggravated rape stemming from accusations that he sexually assaulted 2 impaired women back in September of 2013. He was also charged with rape of a different woman from a month earlier that year. Also, 2 acquaintances of him were also charged in this with obstruction of justice. One was charged with human trafficking for apparently bringing the women to Sharper's apartment. Wow, a lot more coming out about that. And man, don't even get me going. I see I knew Bill Cosby's name was going to pop up there in the chat room. Guys, that one's got me for a loop. Just as we're short talking on the way out the door, I love Bill Cosby. I grew up on the Cosby Show. I'm in a dilemma with the whole Bill Cosby thing because that's so funny that you brought that up in the chat room, guys, because I was going to tell you guys at some point when we were just small talking. I know the Bill Cosby stuff has been in the news for a while, but I just got a chance this past week to catch up on the whole timeline where, everything was put together. And I'm sitting here going, whoa, either there is a whole lot of chicanery here lining up against Bill Cosby, or what in the world were we missing? We're talking about one of the most beloved, you know what I mean? Wow, man. What in the world has lost its mind, man? Bill Cosby putting stuff in the Jell-O? I don't even know. I'm just saying, man. But that story reminds me a lot like that, man. I'm just sitting here like, are you serious? Because, I mean, that would be my number one example. I'm a Cliff Huxtable guy, man. Name the prototype dad. You know, I'd say Heathcliff Huxtable, man. But, man, you hear all this stuff, man. Far from us to have this conversation here. Who knows what's real and what's not. But, yeah, that's very similar accusations in that story as to what Bill Cosby. Speaking of Cosby, I just saw a video the AP put out the other day where he did an AP interview. And halfway through it, they asked him a question about it, and he refused to answer it. And then he said, stop for a minute. And he said, listen, that's not going to make this tape. And the guy said, well, I had to ask you the question. And he goes, listen, if you want to take yourself seriously in this business, that little exchange will not even make this tape because you weren't supposed to ask me that question. But I guess technically the AP said that they never formally asked him not to be, asked about it, so they didn't feel they had to respect that. Now that video is out there, and it's crazy. His wife is sitting next to him, smiling and supporting him. I mean, Bill Cosby, he refuses to even acknowledge it, but man, crazy stuff. I didn't even mean to talk about that. Here we go, going off on thanks, Bruce, in the chat room. But yeah, very similar to the Darren Sharper story, which is why we went around in that circle. Jackets, I see you, Charles, up to a 5-game winning streak here. They look to keep that going. Cavs look to start a new winning streak tonight. They've got the Hornets. You got finals week wrapped up for CSU. They head out to the road tomorrow, and they get back to playing some basketball. They go to Bowling Green tomorrow afternoon, 4 p.m., opening tip in Bowling Green. It'll be on 1220. Al Pulowski calling it. Also going to be streamed live on ESPN3. Vikings 4-4 this year, looking to bounce back from a 76-54, comeback, follow up that victory over Western Illinois last time they played. Finals week is over. Bowling Green is 5-2. They're looking to bounce back from their loss to Dayton Tuesday night. We'll talk about that game coming up on Monday. We'll talk about the Buckeyes, the Cavaliers, all the things going on. John McMullen, Sports Network, he's here. We've got Dan Wismar from the Cleveland Fan. He's here. Browns, did they win? Did they lose? Did Johnny do good? Johnny be good? We'll find out. We'll talk about all of that, your take, so much more, and I hopefully feel better. I don't know. I got to wrestle this weekend. I don't even know how I'm going to survive this weekend. By the way, I'm heading up to Erie as I wrap things up here. Heading up to Erie, Pennsylvania, Sunday afternoon for the biggest, matter of fact, just in time for the Browns game to end. You guys can come check it out if you're up that way. Their biggest show of the year. Former WWE Tag Team Champion Matt Hardy will be there. Rhino, the Man Beast, will be there. I'll be there. That's all that matters. Come on and check it out in Erie. RampageWrestling.com is the website on that. Guys, tonight, calling 1330. Calling the action. Oh, I'm ready to end this one. On 13:30 a.m. tonight, 7:30 tip-off between East Lake North and Ashtabula Lakeside. And then I'll see you guys here Monday. So enjoy it. If you're listening to the game tonight, have fun. If not, whatever you're doing this weekend, have a great time. Enjoy it. Circle back around Monday. I promise I'll be much more lucid and level-headed as we roll this thing on. Be here Monday live. Same bad time. Same bad channel. Here at noon. Right here across the Sports Fix Radio Network. We love you, Cleveland and beyond. We'll see you Monday right here on The Fix. Survival's